Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto has SSS plus level power in Sword Art Online. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by SOULEMBRACE 2010 and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 01. Time to play the game. In 2022, humanity has finally created a complete virtual environment and released the first ever VRMORP, Sword Art Online. Over 10,000 players bought and entered this new stage of gaming, not knowing that they may not come back to the real world permanently. Because of the actions of one man, the future of virtual reality gaming now hangs in the balance. Uzumaki household. It's time for this week's MMO stream. We began with a promotional video. Was this the day of last week's launch? What were all these people waiting in line for? Sword Art Online. The one at the front of the line waited for 3 days prior to launch. Amazing. Or is this just what any real gamer would do? On today's MMO stream, we'll be covering the internationally famous Sword Art Online, Akasao. To be honest, none of the Nerve Gear software released so far has really taken advantage of the hardware. But SAO was made of the Nerve Gear inventor, Kayaba Akihiko, and it's a long-awaited VR MMORPG. I can't wait. The beta testers all said it was incredible. I wanted a copy, only 10,000 copies were sold in its first printing. It sold out online in seconds. And as you saw, hardcore fans bought all the store copies. I'm sure they did. Our hero of the story, Uzumaki Naruto, smirked as he turned off the TV in his room. Uzumaki Naruto is a 15-year-old school kid with an average build, blonde hair, icy, electric blue eyes, and currently wearing a black t-shirt and orange track pants. He formerly went to Konoha Academy, a prestigious school that recently became corrupt due to the Uchiha family taking over. Luckily, Naruto and his twin sister Naruko managed to get out along with the friends they made and moved to a new neighborhood where a new school life awaited them. Thanks to his luck they've gotten from their mother's side of the family, Naruto and Naruko became 2 of 1,000 people to be a beta tester for Sword Art Online. It was in the beta testing phase that they met 2 friends who were twins like themselves, Kirito and Kiriko. While Naruto had a hard time trying to be friends with the loner Kirito, Kiriko was all too happy to be friends with the blondes. Their friendship became so strong that they meet each other in real life, both parties finding out that they live next door to each other. It was in the real world that Naruto and Naruko finally became friends with Kirito after understanding each other. The unintentional side effect was that Kirito and Kiriko's little sister Suguha gained quite the crush on Naruto. Now, Naruto was getting ready to dive into Sword Art Online for the first day of playing online with other players who are not beta testers. And Naruto was looking forward to it. Unfortunately, Naruko couldn't make it as she decided to help their mother Kushina out with a project related to Sword Art Online. Naruto set up Sword Art Online on his computer, grabbed Odd helmet that a deep blue color and hooked it into his computer. He then put the helmet on and lied down on his sleep number bed in a comfortable position, grinning as the clock on the HUD of his helmet hit 1 p.m. Link start. A storm of color lines engulfed his vision before going into system checks. Touch, OK. Sight, OK. Hearing, OK. Taste, OK. Smell, OK. Language Japanese. Login. Account Naspism. Password. Character creation. Beta test still available. Would you like to use it? Arashi, M. Yes, no. Yes. Welcome to Sword Art Online. Naruto blinked. He looked down at his feet, looked around, and moved his arm to see his hand. Grinning once more, he clenched his hand. Orfutatabi Sanju. He declared as new players appeared all around him and blue lights on the first floor of the floating castle of Aincard. Naruto then heard a giggle and turned to find his 2 friends, the good-natured computer lover Kirito and the ever-energetic open-minded Kiriko. Like Naruto, they're using their closed beta avatar. Kiriko's avatar has the same appearance as her physical, real-world self with long black hair and black eyes, but Kirito is using an avatar that looks like his older self with short black hair and black eyes. Looks like we are finally back in this world. Kirito said, overjoyed. Yo, Naruto-kun. Kiriko greeted, did you wait long? Naruto shook his head, nope. Then what are we waiting? Kirito said, let's go. Floor 01. Town of Beginnings. The blonde and 2 ravenettes raced down the street, passing the stalls and playing meeting each other. So that shall we do before the tutorial start? Kiriko asked. Let's head out in the field to farm some points. Kirito suggested. Good idea. Let's make it in competition to see who can off the most monsters until dinner time. Naruto said, with his friends agreeing. As they rounded a corner into an alleyway, a voice called out to them. Oh you guys. The 3 beta testers turned around to find a young man with red hair chasing after them. He stopped in front of them and panted, putting his hands on his knees. I swear I just saw this guy on TV. Naruto noted, can we help you? Woo? You three move like you've been here before. The red-haired man said, were you guys in the beta test phase? Guilty as charged. Kiriko confirmed, what's it to you newbie? Today's my first day. The young man said, can you guys show me the basics? Like, you know, tips. The basics? Naruto asked, WELL. The man put his hands together, I'm begging you. Maybe. Naruto said, shrugging, you got a name? My name's Klein. The Redeed confirmed, nice to meet you all. Naruto raised an eyebrow and looked at his two friends, who just shrugged, showing that they didn't mind. Well, my name's Arashi, but you can call me Naruto. Kirito said, giving a curt nod. And I'm Kiriko. Kirko said with a smirk, we're expecting great things from you since you want our help, so don't disappoint us. Yes ma'am. Klein cried with a salute. Floor 01. Town of Beginnings, Westfield. Ah. Naruto and Kirito cringed as they witnessed an enemy boar with red eyes ram the newbie Klein right in the crotch, making him fly back and crash to the ground. Right in the nuts, Klein groaned, rolling around on the ground, holding his manbits. I'm a girl, and even I felt that. Kiriko muttered to herself while trying hard not to laugh. You got hit by a critical hit. Naruto noted, in the game, only critical hits from an enemy attack cause pain. Luckily, the rest don't. Worst feature ever, Klein groaned as he got up. Kirito sighed, listen Klein-san, what's important is your initial motion input. Sure, I get that, but the damn boar keeps moving around. Klein complained, pointing to the boar that was shaking its butt at him. Don't worry Klein, it's easy. Naruto assured him as he picked up a rock, if you do the motion input right by focusing. Naruto focused, with a little rock shining a bright red, and activate a sword skill. Naruto threw it at the boar, the rock hitting the boar in the ass and angering it, the system will ensure that the tech connects. Motion input Klein muttered to himself, looking at his katana. How does one put it? Kirito booted the boar on its side, with the boar now changing targets and attacking Kirito, who moved his sword to hold the boar down by its tusks. Add a slight pause when focusing, and when you feel the skill begin to activate, let it explode when you attack. Explode? Klein wondered before finally understanding, and took a stance with his katana over his right shoulder, the blade starting to glow in bright yellow. Naruto smiled, he's got it down. Kirito. Hi. Kirito deflected the boar's attack and kicked it towards Klein, who was ready to strike. Rah. Klein let out a battle cry and successfully used the thrust skill on the boar, leaving a red gash on its side, defeating it and making it explode in a shower of blue data shards when its HP gauge hit 0. Result. Exp 24. Kernel 30. Items 2. Alright. I did it. Klein cried, proud of himself. Congrats my friend. Looks like you picked up on our teachings pretty quickly. Naruto said as he, Kirito, and Kiriko gave Klein a high five. However, Kiriko gave an evil playful grin, that lowly boar's about as weak as those annoying slimes in the other games. Seriously? I thought it was a mid-level boss or something. Klein complained. Are you serious? Of course not. Naruto deadpanned, pointing to some newly spawned boars, so how do you like Sao so far? He asked as Klein practiced his new sword skill, pretty exciting eh? Hell yeah. Klein exclaimed, there are lots of skills, right? Like blacksmithing, fishing, cooking, and other stuff. You're right on the money. We've heard there are supposedly unlimited number of skills. Naruto informed him. However, in exchange, there's no magic. Kiriko groaned, showing her displeasure over the fact. An RPG without magic huh? That's a pretty bold decision. Klein noted as he now practiced a slash skill. Though there are rumors that player with certain high enough stats can get special skills reserved only for them. Kirito pointed out, they're also talking about creating job classes in the next patch as well. Klein nodded as he suddenly cheered at getting the hang of sword skills. Even though we're in out avatars, isn't it more fun to move your body as you fight? Naruto asked, amused by Klein's enthusiasm. Hell yeah. Klein said excitedly. Excellent. Naruto nodded, shall we move on to the next monster? Oh yeah, keep 'em coming. Klein cheered. The four players, Naruto, Kirito, Kiriko, and Klein, kept on hunting monsters until sunset. Now they're on the grass, taking a well-deserved rest. I still can't believe it, no matter how many times I see it that we're finally in a video game. Klein said, whoever made this is a genius. It's really amazing you know, I'm glad I was born in this time. Kirito sighed, you made a big deal out of everything. Aw come on man. It's my first full dive. Klein protested, players like me can't even contain their excitement. Then this is your first playing a game with a nerve gear? Kiriko asked. I rushed out and bought the hardware to play Sao. Klein explained, I was really lucky to get one of the 10,000 copies. Well, you all were 10 times as lucky, getting into the beta test stage. Hard to believe that you three were part of the 1,000 people who got to do it. I guess you could say something like that. Naruto shrugged as he scratched the back of his head, a usual habit of his. How far did you all get in the beta? Klein asked, curious, were you together when you did it? We got as far as the 8th floor in a couple of months. But this time, it'll only take about a month if things are the same. Naruto said with a smile on his face as he and the others looked over at the setting sun. You're really into this? Klein said with a grin on his face. Naruto unsheathed his sword, to be honest, during the beta test, Sao was all I thought about, day and night. In this world, a single blade can take you anywhere you want to go. It's a virtual world, but I still feel more alive here than I do in the real one. Heh. Kiriko smiled, Kirito nai. Ein speech Kirito. Naruto said as Kirito sheathed his blade, you all want to go hunting some more? Klein nodded quickly, of course. I'd love to. The gurgling sound came from Klein's stomach. But I'm really hungry, so I'm logging out. Eating food here only makes you think you're not hungry. Kiriko pointed out. Klein grinned and gave a thumbs up, I know, but I already ordered a pizza to be delivered at 5:30 p.m. Naruto laughed, you're so prepared. Yup. Well, once I've eaten, I'll be back and after this, I'm meeting with some people I know from another game. Want to friend them too? Klein asked as he stood up. Naruto shrugged, sure. Kiriko also shrugged, I don't mind. Kirito mumbled, looking down. Klein noticed this, waved his hand, of course, if you don't want to that's okay. I'll introduce you another time. Yeah, sorry. Kirito muttered, thanks. Hey, that's my line. Klein said. My Nai-chan's shy as usual. Kiriko giggled. I see. Listen Naruto, Kiriko, thanks for all your help and guidance. I'll repay you guys for this sometime mentally that is. Hi. Naruto said, we'll hold you to that. Thanks so much, man. Klein said as he put out his hand. I'll see you all around. If there's anything else you want to know, just contact us. Naruto said as he and his friends shook Klein's hand, you'll no doubt see us around. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Klein waved before opening up the game menu to log out. Well then, shall we get on with the competition? Naruto asked the twins. Yeah. They shouted. They were about to go do that when they heard Klein's confused voice saying, there's no button to log out. Look closer. Kirito suggested. Klein checked again, no, it's not here. Naruto sighed as he opened the options menu, come on man, it's at the bottom of the main menu what the? There wasn't a button on his main menu either. Kiriko. They nodded and checked their main menus and were also shocked to see it wasn't there. See? Not there. Klein told them. Definitely not. Naruto agreed. Well, it's the first day out of beta. There are bound to be some bugs. I'm sure the server people are freaking out Klein joked, laughing nervously. Kiriko also laughed in a second, you will be too. She said, pointing at the clock on her HUD, because right now, it's 5:25 p.m. Klein blinked before he started to freak out, and oh my teriyaki mayo pizza and ginger alegah. Naruto facepalmed, just hurry and call the game master. I tried, but nothing's happening. Klein said, pointing at the GM calling icon, is there any other way to log out? The three beta testers looked at each other while Kirito's eyes widened, no, if a player wants to log themselves out, they have to go through the menu. That's nuts. There's gotta be another way. Klein exclaimed before starting to do some poses, return. Log out. Escape. Nothing happened. No Alt F4. Kiriko joked before turning serious, but what Kirito said plus, there wasn't an emergency logout in the manual either. Oi, you're kidding, right? I know. I'll just rip the nerve gear off my head. Klein said as he tried to yank the invisible helmet off his head. Naruto shook his head, you can't. Right now, we can't move our real bodies. The nerve gear intercepts anything we tell our bodies to do. Here. He said, pointing to the back of his head. Seriously? So we have to wait for them to fix the bug. Kiriko shrugged, or for someone in the real world to remove the nerve gear from us. But I live alone. What about you guys? We all live next door. Naruto informed him, and we have a mom and a sister living with us, so they should notice by dinner time. At that, Klein grabbed Naruto and Kirito's shoulders, how old are your little sisters? What? Mine's a twin, and she a fellow beta tester who couldn't make it today. And ours is on a sports team, and she hates games. She has nothing to do with people like his. That doesn't ma. Kiriko snapped and went between her friend and brother to knee Klein in the groin, sending him flying. Geez, control your hormones, you pervert. She said as Klein rolled around on the ground, more importantly, do any of you find this weird? I do. Klein groaned from the ground, it's just a bug. Naruto shook his head, this isn't just a bug. If we can't log out, it'll pose a serious threat for the future of virtual gaming. Klein nodded as he got up, come to think of it, I think you're right. If they wanted to, they could just shut down the server and log everyone out. Kirito said. But there isn't even an announcement, Kiriko added, putting her hand to her ears. Suddenly, a loud bell started ringing, making the 4 players turn back towards the town of beginnings. Then, they disappeared in a flash of blue light. Floor 01. Town of beginnings. Naruto, Kirito, Kiriko, and Klein suddenly appeared at the starting point of SAO and looked around to see other players appearing in blue light. What's going on? Asked one player. I don't know. Another player answered back. The forced teleport? Naruto wondered. What the hell's going on? Kiriko growled as the bell stopped ringing, first there's no logout button, and now this. Up there. Kirito shouted, pointing to the sky and drawing everyone's attention to the red blinking panel up there, that's. Naruto used his enhanced vision to see that the panel said warning. Then, the panel expanded, also saying system announcement as it spread across the sky, turning the sky red. What is that? Klein wondered out loud as what looked like blood poured from the in-between the panels and slowly formed into a figure with a red robe and hood, hiding its face. The Game Master? Why doesn't he have a face? Is this an event? I'm scared. It's fine. It's just another part of the opening ceremony. I don't think it's the Game Master. He must be the main enemy of the world of SAO. Kiriko said, guess he came from 100th floor to taunt us. Attention players. Welcome to my world. The robed figure greeted. My world. Naruto and Kirito parroted. My name is Kayaba Akihiko. As of this moment, I am the sole person who can control this world. Naruto, Kirito, and Kiriko's eyes widened in shock as murmurs broke out after the claim. They remembered reading about this guy and just saw him on the news this afternoon. Is that really him? He must have spent a lot of this on this. I'm sure you already noticed that the logout button is missing from the main menu. But this is not a defect in the game. Kayaba said as he opened his own menu, showing the logout button missing. Naruto put his finger in his ear to clear it out to make sure he heard right. I repeat, this is not a defect in the game. It is a feature of Sword Art Online. A feature? Klein repeated as looks of confusion appeared on almost everyone's faces. If that what you calls a feature, then you lost your marbles. Kiriko said, pointing at Kayaba, we all have a life outside SAO, you know. You cannot log out of SAO yourselves. And no one on the outside can shut down or remove the nerve gear. Should this be attempted, the transmitter inside the nerve gear will emit a powerful microwave, destroying your brain and thus ending your life. The looks of confusion turned to looks of horror. What? Come on, enough already. Let's go. A few people tried to leave, but is blocked by an invisible wall. Hey, I can't get out. Klein turned to his new friends, what's he talking about? He's gotta be nuts. Right guys? Kirito gulped, he's correct that the transmitter's signal work just like microwaves. If the safety were disabled, it could fry a brain. Then, if we cut the power. Kiriko shook her head, no. Unfortunately, the damn nerve gear has an internal battery. Wah? But this is crazy. Klein protested, shaking his head, what's going on? Unfortunately, several players' friends and families have ignored this warning and have attempted to remove the nerve gear. As a result, 213 players are gone forever from both Inkrit and the real world. 213. Naruto repeated, horrified. I don't believe it. Klein whispered. To prove the story was true, Kayaba materialized several screens with various news reports and spread them across the crowd. As you can see, news organizations across the world are reporting all of this, including the deaths. Thus, you can assume that the danger of a nerve gear being removed is now minimal. I hope you will relax and attempt to clear the game. Naruto shook with anger as he eyed one screen that had a crying mother and daughter outside their home, where their precious person was lying in bed, trapped in the game. Kiriko was now shaking in fear while Kirito looked at in disbelief and glared at Kayaba. But I want you to remember this clearly. There is no longer any method to revive someone within the game. If your HP drops to 0, your avatar will be forever lost, and simultaneously, the nerve gear will destroy your brain after a 10-second countdown. The silence was deafening as everyone looked at Kayaba. Kirito gasped in horror, remember the time when he was defeated by a wild boar during his first day as a beta tester, and his avatar died. Kiriko then grabbed Naruto's arm, who then held her close as he glared daggers at Kayaba. There is only one means of escape, and only one. To complete the game. Kayaba revealed as he bought up a map of Aincard, you are presently on the lowest floor of Aincard. Floor 1. If you make your way through the dungeon and defeat the floor boss, you may advance to the next level. Your objective. Defeat the final boss on floor 100 and you will clear the game. Clear? What's he talking about? Why, you're just making that up. Clear all 100 floors. Klein repeated, that's impossible. The beta testers never made it anywhere near that high. What is this guy's angle? Narek growled. Finally, I've added a present from me to your item storage. Please see for yourselves. Everyone slowly opened their inventories to see what they got. Mirror? Kirito said. Naruto blinked, a mirror? Seriously? How thoughtful. Kiriko muttered sarcastically as she and everyone else selected the mirror and now holding said item in their hands. The second it landed on their hands, a blue light enveloped their forms, with the result being a bright light radiating in the area before it died down quickly. Naruto, Kirito, Kiriko, are you guys okay? I'm fine. Same here. Me too. Wait, who are you? And who are you? The three beta testers then looked at their mirrors to find themselves in their real-world appearances. Shocked, they looked around to see that some of the girls turned to guys, some of the attractive turned ugly, some of the bluff turned fat, and some of the young turned older. You're a guy. You were lying about being 17. Naruto looked at Kirito and Kiriko, which means. They pointed at the now gruff-looking Klein while he pointed at them. You're Naruto, Kirito, and Kiriko. You're Klein. Some of you guys look the same, Klein noted, nodding at Naruto and Kiriko, but how? At scan Naruto realized the nerve gear covers your entire head with a high-density signaling device. So it can see what your face looks like. But what about our height and body shape? Kiriko moaned, covering her developing chest. Wait a minute. When we first used the nerve gear, it had us calibrated, right? Klein asked, you had to touch your body all over. Oh, right. Kirito nodded, with his twin groaning. Even our personal parts because of the ethics code. Kiriko muttered to herself, Kayaba, that hentai. That must be where it got the data. Naruto said, feeling his biceps. But why? Klein complained, frustrated, why do all this, anyway? That's the million-dollar question, my friend. Naruto said, pointing to Kayaba. Right now, you're probably wondering, why? Why would Kayaba Akihiko, developer of Sword Art Online and the Nerve Gear, do all this? To answer the question, my goal has already been achieved. I created Sword Art Online for one reason, to create this world and intervene in it. Kayaba, Naruto growled, cracking his knuckles. And now, it is complete. Kirito gritted his teeth while Kiriko put her sword on her sword. This ends the tutorial of the official Sword Art Online launch. Good luck, players. Kayaba disappeared in a flurry of red mist and blood-like liquid, with the panels quickly dispersing, turning the sky back to normal, and leaving a loud silence. So, the reality Kayaba Akihiko created is now our reality. Naruto thought musingly, Kacchan Naruko Mina, looks like that family gathering's gonna have to be put on hold. Sorry, Sugu-chan. Looks like me and you won't have that match to see whoever can confess our feeling to Naruto-kun. Kiriko thought sadly, this is a game, but it isn't something you play, huh? So that's what Kayaba meant. Kirito looked at his bleeding hand from a paper cut he got in the real world. This is real, the genius who created the nerve gear and created a completely virtual space, Kayaba Akihiko. My twin and me admired him, so I can tell everything he just said is true. If I'll die in the game, I will die in real life. The same goes for everyone. The sound of a dropped mirror breaking shattered the silence, then a scream, snapping everyone out of their stupors. Then chaos. Screw you. Let me out. Let me out of here. I can't stay here. I have a meeting after this. What are you thinking? Mostly half the players started running for the exits, trampling and push each other out of the way. Let us go. Tell us it's a lie. Someone. Can't anyone do something? Well, this is just great. Naruto groaned, now what? Everyone, come with me. Kirito whispered as he grabbed the others and led them into one of the town's alleyways. What is it, Kirito? Naruto said, tapping his foot on the ground. Listen to me, guys. I'm about to head to the next village. Come with me. Kiriko just looked at her twin as he opened the map. Huh? If what he said is true, the only way to survive in this world is by making yourself as strong as possible. Kirito told them. No shit, Sherlock. Kiriko replied, what are you getting at? The resources within a virtual MMORPG, in other words, the money and EXP we can earn, are limited until the next patch after the next one with certain job classes. The field surrounding the town of beginnings will soon be hunted clean. To do this efficiently, we should head to the next village now. I know all the paths and dangerous areas from my solo runs. Even at level 1, I can get there safely. But Kirito, I spent the whole night in line to buy this with my friends from the other game. They're out there in the plaza. I can't leave them. Sorry, but I can hardly ask you guys for anything else, so don't worry about me. You three head to the next village. I used to run a guild to my last game. I can use what you all taught me to get by. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, because I'm heading the same way as you. I can escort you back to get you to your friends. Naruto said, besides, I swore I saw some familiar faces in the crowd while chaos reigned. In that case, I'll go with you. Kiriko said, determined, and my brother too. Right Kirito. Kirito. They looked at Kirito, who was deep in thought. Don't tell me Kiriko started, glaring at Kirito, are you gonna go solo? I'm sorry, you guys. Kirito whispered as he turned around and started to leave, Naruto, take care of my sister will you? Wait Kirito. Naruto said, you can join us you know. Those resources aren't going anywhere yet. But the situation we're in, there's no time to waste. Kirito said, if something happens, send me a message. Naruto sighed after a few seconds, fine. You're stubborn as always. Kiriko said, shaking her head. You know me. Kirito said with a smile, goodbye you guys. We'll meet up again soon. Hey Kirito. Klein shouted after him, making him stop, you're actually pretty cute like your twin here. He teased, that's my type. Naruto laughed while Kiriko facepalmed. Ha! And that unkempt face of yours suits you 10 times better. Kirito countered as he ran on ahead. Will he be okay? Klein asked as Naruto and Kiriko escorted him back to the city square. He'll be fine. Kiriko assured him, he's a beta tester like us after all. A minute later, they arrived back at the village square, where Klein reunited with him friends and left with them minutes later. Naruto and Kiriko were about to leave search the town for some familiar friends when a voice called out to them. Naruto-kun. Kazuha-chan. Naruto froze, hoping that he heard the voice wrong. But his hopes went unanswered as a girl with indigo blue princess hair, pupil-less wide eyes with a lavender tint and wearing basic gear, ran up to Naruto and Kiriko and hugged them. Hinata-chan. What are you doing here? Looking for you? She cried, I came here against orders to tell you about players dying in the real world. And now you're stuck here with us. Kiriko said, shaking her head, and Hinata, here my name is Kiriko. Omen Hinata stuttered a bit. Naruto-sensei. Naruto looked over to see a familiar face with a recent Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. A young girl with brown hair and the one who originally dropped her mirror. Another young girl with brown hair follows her. Oh, my fellow dual monster rival Keiko-chan. You're here too. Hi, and my name here is Silica. This is Lisbeth. She said, motioning to her friend, so is it true? Are we really stuck here? Do you see a logout button yet? Naruto deadpanned, making the girls shake their heads, question answered. So what do we do? Lisbeth asked, what can we do? Let's stick together for now. Kiriko said, become stronger together so that together we can survive and dominate Sword Art Online. Well, if we're going to do that, it isn't going to happen while we're standing around here. Naruto said, this is our new life for who knows how long, so let's make the most of it because we're going to survive this world. Uzumaki and Kirigaya household. Outside Naruto's house, a red-eyed woman was crying while her blonde-haired daughter hugged her close, just as upset as she was. Naruto Nai, me and other girls will do what I can to help you Hinata and the others in the game. Uzumaki Naruko thought to herself as she looked over to see her friend Kirigaya Suguha cry into her hand while her mother held her close, so you better keep Kazuto, Kazuha, and yourself alive. 1 month later. In the game's first month, 2,000 players died. Floor 1 has yet to be cleared. December 2nd, 2022. End of chapter 01. Last time on Uzumaki Gamer Online. Naruto-kun. Kazuha-chan. Naruto froze, hoping that he heard the voice wrong. But his hopes went unanswered as a girl with indigo blue princess hair, pupil-less wide eyes with a lavender tint and wearing basic gear, ran up to Naruto and Kiriko and hugged them. Hinata-chan. What are you doing here? Looking for you? She cried, I came here against orders to tell you about players dying in the real world. And now you're stuck here with us. Kiriko said, shaking her head, and Hinata, here my name is Kiriko. Omen Hinata stuttered a bit. Naruto-sensei. Naruto looked over to see a familiar face with a recent Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. A young girl with brown hair and the one who originally dropped her mirror. Another young girl with brown hair follows her. Oh, my fellow dual monsters rival Keiko-chan. You're here too. Hi, and my name here is Silica. This is Lisbeth. She said, motioning to her friend, so is it true? Are we really stuck here? Do you see a logout button yet? Naruto deadpanned, making the girls shake their heads, question answered. So what do we do? Lisbeth asked, what can we do? Let's stick together for now. Kiriko said, become stronger together so that together we can survive and dominate Sword Art Online. Well, if we're going to do that, it isn't going to happen while we're standing around here. Naruto said, this is our new life for who knows how long, so let's make the most of it because we're going to survive this world. Chapter 02. 2 beaters and a hacker. 1 month has passed since the game began. During that time, 2,000 people have died. Yet not a single person has managed to clear the first floor. Even though Kiriko and me are beta testers, we still haven't found the boss room, leading to the conclusion that the location has changed from the beta. Today, we're finally holding a meeting on how to defeat Floor 1's boss. Hopefully, everyone will finally learn how to organize and work together to survive. And again, it's just wistful thinking. Floor 01. Village. December 2nd, 2022. Do you think the others will be okay? Kiriko asked Naruto as they arrived at the meeting point in black hooded cloaks, thinking about Hinata, Silica, and Lisbeth, who all decided to stay behind and raise their levels by killing monsters and doing quests. I'm sure they'll be fine. Naruto assured her, luckily, there's no condition about player killing to free themselves quicker, or I would have never let them out of my sight. Well, it was dumb luck we managed to get to an inn before they disconnected us to move us to the nearest hospital. Kiriko shuddered, I honestly thought we died, seriously. Naruto laughed, that didn't stop the other girls from freaking out before they were disconnected. Not funny, Naruto-kun. Kiriko scolded him, slapping him on his shoulder as they sat down on the stepping, noticing that the meeting place looked like an old theater. Who made this meeting anyway? I'm guessing that guy. Naruto said, pointing to the blue-haired, blue-eyed young man wearing blue clothes and bronze armor on his chest, shoulder, arms, shins, and with a large longsword on his left waist and a shield on his back, standing in the center of the stage. Wait, I think I've seen that guy before. We met him a few days ago. Kiriko said, he tried to buy our anneal blades we've got from the secret medicine of the forest quest, remember? Oh yeah. Only his hair wasn't blue like it is now. Naruto said as he and Kiriko sat down, he must have customized it. Still, I know we've seen him before. As for the quests, it's a lucky feature that players can do the same quest when it respawns after another player completes it, at the cost of only doing the quest at least 2 times. Which is why we should never fail a quest. Kiriko agreed, let's just be careful who we let join in on our quests. We don't need a player like that beta tester when he tried to kill my brother after he managed to obtain the sword. That bastard Cooper got what he deserved after triggering that trap. Death by a mob of plant monsters. Epic fail. Hear hear. Naruto said as he looked around, checking out the players, and speak of the devil. He motioned over to the side, directing Kiriko's attention to a just arriving Kirito. Not surprised here. Kiriko said as Naruto noticed someone else covering himself or herself with a cloak that's reddish-brown, wondered how he heard about this meeting. Okay. The blue-haired man called for attention, thank you for coming today at my behest. Let's get this meeting started. Good, because I'm dying of boredom here. Called out a player who just arrived. Naruto froze when he heard the voice. It sounded so familiar, and it was a voice Naruto never wanted to hear again, especially in this situation. Making machine-like noises, he turned to the entryway of the theater, and his heart seemed to fail, recognizing the speaker and the features of the ones following him. The speaker had hair that looks like a duck's butt. One of his group members has pink hair and a large forehead. The other has feral marking on his face and smelled. And the final member has wide eyes almost exactly like Hinata's. No. Naruto thought fanatically, they can't be here, they can't be here. Why the hell are they here? Naruto-kun. Kiriko whispered, noticing his change in demeanor, what's wrong? Is everything alright? Kiriko-chan, from now on, whenever that group is near us, call me by my display name, Arashi. That group is dangerous, and with them here, this game's got a whole lot dangerous. Naruto whispered back, they're from that school, and the one who spoke is from that family. Kiriko's eyes widened in understanding, then narrowed, I understand, Arashi-kun. We should message Kirito, Silica, Lisbeth, Hinata and Klein and his friends after the meeting, just to be safe. Welcome, and thank you for coming. Please sit. The blue-haired man said, gesturing to the seats, which the group took, thankfully far away from Naruto and Kiriko, who quietly sighed in relief. My name is Diable. The blue-haired man introduced himself, I like to think of myself as a knight. He said with a laugh, with the other players laughing with him. There's no job system in this game yet. A knight? You should take this more seriously. Is this whole meeting a joke too? Then the laughter died down, as Diable turned serious, today, our party found the boss at the top of the tower. He said, getting everyone's undivided attention, we need to defeat the boss, reach the 2nd floor, and tell everyone waiting in the town of beginnings that it's possible to beat this game. That is the duty of everyone here today. Don't you all agree? I can think of one person who disagrees and is in this for himself. Naruto muttered, glaring at the group he has a problem with. While some of the rest Kiriko glanced over the crowd, noticing her nervous looks, but soon smiled and began to clap and whistle, showing their reaction with Diable's plan. Okay, let's start working this out. First, divide up into parties of 6. Naruto and Kiriko heard a small gasp and turned around to see Kirito sweating bullets, while the others around them started discussing who they'll be with up, as Diable continued. A single party has no chance against a floor boss. We need to form a raid group composed of multiple parties. Diable explained as groups started partying up. Hey, Arashi-kun. Kariko muttered, the more the merrier, right? Let's join up with them. She motioned over to the cloaked individual, who was joined by a purple-haired girl with a greatsword strapped to her back. Naruto gave a nod as he and Kariko got up and joined them. Are you two solo players joining up? Naruto asked, if so, can we combine our parties for this mission? The cloaked swordsman and purple-haired girl looked at each other for a moment, turning back to Naruto and Kariko. That guy Diable said that we can't beat the boss on our own. Kariko said, we can all party just for this fight. After a moment, the two unknown players agreed. Can I join in as well? Asked a voice behind Naruto and Kariko. They turned to see Kirito with a sheepish expression. Do you mind? Naruto asked the other two players, who shook their heads. Naruto scrolled through the menu, sending out friend invites to the others around him except Kariko, who already in his party. Kirito instantly accepted, with the other two unknowns following shortly after. Naruto checked the added health bars under his and Kariko's name. Kirito of course, then Stree, and lastly, Asuna. A few minutes later, Diable called for attention. Okay, has everyone formed their parties? He asked, receiving nods, then. Hold on a moment there. A voice with a Kansai dialect accent shouted from the top of the theater. He jumped down, skipping several before jumping directly to the stage. Now what? Naruto groaned. Who's this guy? Kariko wondered as the man landed on the stage. He has spiky brown hair, brown eyes, a small brown goatee, and wearing basic clothes and armor. My name's Kibeu. The man introduced himself. I want to say something before we take on the boss. Some of you here need to apologize to the 2,000 people who have died. He declared, pointing to the gathering players. What the hell's he talking about? The purple-haired girl asked when Kirito tensed up a bit, what's this about? In response, Naruto leaned his head on his arm, glaring at Kibeu while Kariko yawned. Kibeu-san, Diable addressed him, could you perhaps be referring to the beta testers? Of course. Kibeu confirmed, the beta guys ditched us beginnings and disappeared the day this stupid game started. They took all the good hunting spots and easy quests for themselves, so only they could get stronger. They couldn't care less about the rest of us. Is he serious? Kariko muttered, didn't this guy read the manual or the latest updated guidebook that just came out? Obviously not. Naruto said while trying to stifle a yawn himself while Kibeu started ranting again. I'm damn sure some of you here were in the beta. He accused everyone they should get on their knees, apologize, and give up all the items and money they're hoarded. Otherwise, we can't trust these party members without lives and they shouldn't trust us. Is his idiot for real? Kariko grumbled before looking at Kirito, who was shaking, don't tell me you're giving cold feet bro. Naruto just narrowed his eyes, just ignore that spiky-haired moron. We don't do politics. May I speak? A deep voice asked. Everyone looked to see a massive and bulky bald man of African heritage with a brown goatee, brown eyes, 2 earrings on his left ear, and wearing a woodcutter outfit with armor and an axe on his back stand up and walk over to Kibeu, shadowing him. My name is Agil, the black man introduced himself. Kibeu-san, let me get this straight. You're saying many beginnings died because the beta testers didn't take care of them and that they should take responsibility, apologize, and provide compensation. Is that it? Why yeah. Kibeu stuttered, intimidated by the larger man's presence. Agil dug in his pockets and pulled out a small brown book. You got a copy of this guidebook, didn't you? The item shops were giving them away. I did, yeah. Kibeu nodded, so what? It was complied from data provided by the beta testers, willing to help us normal players out. Agil revealed, surprising almost everyone in the area and making Kibeu grit his teeth in anger. Listen up. Agil said, turning around and addressing everyone. Everyone had equal access to this information, yet many players died, even some of the beta testers themselves. I thought we would be discussing what we could learn from their deaths and how that can help us defeat the boss. Naruto and Kariko smiled at each other. They were part of the few beta testers who contributed the information they learned to make the guidebook for everyone. Most of the information the two gave was mostly information about all the current quests and the warnings about taking the quests. Looks like not all hope is lost with players like this guy. Naruto said, motioning to Agil, with Kariko nodding happily. Yeah, but Kibeu protested. Hey, Acid. Everyone now looked up to see Naruto's party, with the purple-haired girl standing up and glaring at Kibeu. My name is Stree, and no, I'm not a beta tester. She revealed, I'm just a player, like everyone here. You're right, there are beta testers who are in this of themselves, but the guidebook we all received shows that there are beta testers, so care for our well-being. How dare you shift the blame of the 2,000 players' deaths on them after what they did for us, you baka. Kibeu was at a loss for words as nearly everyone started clapping for Stree. She smiled and sat down, while Legil turned over his shoulder and glared at Kibeu, who gave up and sat on the bottom steps, folding his arms. Agil went back to his own seat, his job done, giving the floor to Diable. "Alright, let's continue then," Diable said, glad that the conflict had quelled, and held up his own guidebook. The latest edition of that guidebook was just published, and it contains information on the boss. According to the guidebook, the boss's name is Ilfang the Kobold Lord. He's guarded by underlings known as Ruined Kobold Sentinels. He is armed with an axe and a buckler. He has 4 HP bars, and when the last one enters the red, he switches to a curved sword-type weapon called a tower. His attack pattern changes as well. Wow. Amazing. But the information delivered, Diable closed his book. This concludes the briefing. As for how the spoils will be distributed, money will be automatically shared amongst all players, EXP will go to the party that defeats the monsters, and whoever receives items gets to keep it. Any objections? There was nothing, but Naruto looked over to the duck butt guy and saw the look at his face that said, "I deserve all the money. I deserve all the EXP. I deserve all the items. Because I am an Uchiha." Diable gave everyone the once-over, "Okay, we leave at 10 in the morning tomorrow." Dismissed. Everyone got up and some of them left. The others went down to Diable for a discussion, while Legil had Kibeu apologize to Diable for his behavior. With all the smiling going on down there, it looks like everyone's getting along. "Well guys, let's get moving and farm some stuff," Naruto declared. "Who's in?" The cloaked one, Asuna, just got up and left. Kirito decided to meet up with the others tonight, so that left Naruto, Kuriko, and Stree. "I guess it's just us," Stree said. "Truer words have never been spoken." Naruto said, "Let's go," while the duck butt and his crew are harassing the others with their so-called superiority. Kuriko and Stree nodded as one, and left with Naruto was Diable frowning at them as they disappeared. Floor 01. Western Fields. "So, who were those guys you didn't want to confront?" Stree asked as she defeated a wild wolf. "I swear, their leader looks like he want to rape someone." "His name is Uchiha Sasuke, an arrogant Torag with a superiority and inferiority complex from the infamous Uchiha family," Naruto said as he stepped on a slime. "Uchiha family?" Stree repeated, "Then, he and his friends are from that school, Konoha Academy." "Right in one," Naruto said, slashing through another wild wolf. "If he and his buddies are here, then who knows how many other students from Konoha Academy are here. And even worse, what if some of them are beta testers? Even worse, what if some of them are Kuriko started? No doubt here may be some of them." Naruto groaned, "And if they become PKs, Aka player killers, everyone's screwed." "Oh joy. This game's got a whole lot dangerous," Kuriko said sarcastically, dodging a wild boar, "but never fear, for we have you, right?" "Of course. I'll never let any of my friends or anyone in my party die," Naruto declared, killing another wild wolf. "Kah. We only just met, but I'll hold you to that," Stree said, winking at her 2 teammates, swinging her greatsword around in a wide arc and killing 3 monsters in one stroke. "So who are the other guys with the Uchiha?" Kuriko asked. "The one with pink hair is Haruno Sakura, a shrieking banshee of a fangirl who always put her foot in her mouth and doesn't know when to shut up. The one with the canine markings on his face is Inuzuka Kiba, who thinks all good-looking ladies are nothing but trophies to rut with. And then there's Hyuga Niji, who thinks fate rules over all and that destiny's always in his favor. What an unstable group, and they're going to be with us during the boss raid." Kuriko moaned, "We're doomed." Stree nodded, "I second that." Naruto sighed, "Killing several more monsters, just keep your guard up around them and focus on the boss." Both girls nodded Roger. Floor 01. Village, nighttime. All the players in the village participating in the campaign were enjoying themselves as much as they since tomorrow is not promising. They ate, drank, shared stories, and laughed with each other. Meanwhile, Asuna was sitting alone at a bench trying to eat a stale piece of bread. "Taste bland doesn't it?" asked a voice behind Asuna, who turned around to see Naruto, Kurito, Kuriko, and Stree. "You don't mind if we sit there, do you?" Naruto asked. Asuna shook her head, letting her party members next to her. Each of them took out the same kind of bread she has and began to eat. "It does taste bland, but this is all we have until we reach the next floor," Asuna said quietly. "I'm sure one eating the same bread every day for a month can get used to the taste." "Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to change up every once in a while," Naruto said as he dug in his pocket. "Change it up," Asuna repeated when Naruto took out a jar and set it on the bench. "Yep. Try putting some of this on the bread," Naruto offered, putting his finger on the jar and drawing on a semi-transparent blue ball of light to swipe on his bread, followed by the twins and a curious Stree and Asuna. "Cream?" asked a surprised Asuna as jar of cream shattered from losing its durability. "Custard cream to be exact," Kiriko said as she began eating her bread with custard cream at a fast pace, while Kirito shook his head at his sister's eating habits as he took a bite of his bread. Asuna and Stree looked at each other before they both bit into their bread and froze. Are they lagging? Kirito wondered when they didn't move for a few seconds. Suddenly, they devoured the rest of their bread at a faster pace than Kiriko and then let out a sigh of content. Where exactly did you get this cream from? Asked a curious Stree. Along was the recipe, it's a reward for a quest called the Heifer Strikes Back at the village before this town. Naruto answered as he finished his bread, if you'd like, we can lead you to the quest so that you can complete it. Asuna shook her head, thank you, but good food isn't the reason I came to this town. Why did you, then? Kirito asked. So I can still be me. Asuna said, playing her hands, I'd rather remain myself until the very end than sit and rot away at some inn in the first town. Even if I get killed by a monster, I don't want to lose to this game, to this world, no matter what. I'm sure you feel the same, Stree-san. All I turned to Stree, who looked surprised. How can you tell? She asked quietly, her hair shadowing her eyes. You have the same eyes I do. Asuna said simply, eyes that show the refusal to kneel over and die while everyone else is fighting. Kirito sighed, I wouldn't want a party member to die on me. Naruto finished the last piece of his bread before standing up, you all have my word that none of you will die while you partying with me. You can trust me when I tell you that you will all live to see the end of the boss fight. Floor 01. Forest Field, December 3, 2022. The raiding group composed of multiple parties trekked their way through the forest with the tower as their destination, with Naruto's party bringing up the rear. Alright team, let's go over the plan. Our dear leader Diable assigned us as Group H and gave us the job of targeting the boss's underlings, the ruined kobold sentinels, as well as providing support for the other groups if they needed. Naruto told his team. What are the group's jobs? Stree asked, looked over her greatsword. Groups A and B are heavy armored tank parties. Group C, with Diable the leader of Group C and the Konoha party being Group D, are high movement assault parties. Groups FG are long weapon support parties. Luckily, the group we're assigned to help the most is Kibeu's group, Group E, Kiriko explained. Use sword skills to knock away their polyaxes and regular attacks to damage them. The moment they're inflicted with the stagger effect, use tag team and unison attacks to defeat them. Naruto instructed. Tag team and unison attacks? Asuna and Stree asked, with question marks appearing on their heads. Is this the first time you two have been in a party? Kirito asked. Hi. Kirito groaned, making Kiriko slap him in the back of his head. Basically, tag team attacks is when you attack together with another player, and unison attacks when you attack with 2 or more players in a party. Depending on the attack used, they target 1, 2, or more enemies. Savvy. Just watch me and Arashi. Kiriko said, wary of the listening skills of certain players, we're the masters of team attacks. Anything else we should know? Stree asked, like the overall strategy. Naruto was about to answer when Kirito answered instead, the 2 tank parties will keep the attention and sustain the pressure on the boss. Assault parties C and D will concentrate on the dealing damage to the boss, while the assault party E will focus their attention on the sentinels. The support parties would primarily use the delay skill to interrupt either the boss's or guard's attacks and relieve pressure whenever possible. They should have sent a scouting party. Asuna muttered, the information from the boss battle is from the closed beta. What if things are different? Kirito shrugged, then we'll just have warned them. Not to mention save the others' asses. Naruto added. Floor 01. Tower, December 3, 2022. After fighting through the dungeon, the raiding party finally made it to the entrance to the boss room. Diable stood behind them, looking over the players he gathered for this fight. What are we waiting for? Shouted the pink-haired girl Naruto identified as Haruno Sakura, let's get that weakling so Sasuke-kun can advance to the next floor. Almost everyone shook her head after releasing their ears from the confines of their hands. You heard her. Sasuke said arrogantly, let's do this. Well, I just have one thing to say. Diable said, let's win this. Everyone nodded as Diable shouted, let's go. He pushed the doors opened and everyone walked into the room with weapons in hand cautiously. Naruto took note that the room is 20 meters wide by 100 meters deep. As soon as everyone was in, a light spread all over, illuminating the room as a figure landed in front of the raiding party. He is over 2 meters tall, muscular, covered in red and blue-gray fur, and its eyes are golden red. In its hands is a bone axe and a leather shield. Behind its waist is the supposed tower weapon. When it touched down, it roared, the force blowing over all the players as its name is revealed along with 4 HP bears. Ilfang the Kobold Lord. Along with its roar, 3 demi-human monsters spawned in front of Ilfang with 1 HP bar. Ruined Kobold Sentinel. All 4 monsters started charging at the raiding party, signaling the beginning of the boss fight. Here they come. Stree shouted. Commence the attack. Diable ordered, with players running at their only obstacles to the second floor and charge their sword skills to clash with the kobolds. Groups A to C engage Ilfang at the front, while Groups E and G engage the sentinels. After a few minutes, Ilfang's first HP gauge is depleted, with Group D rotating out with Group C and engages Ilfang for the second HP gauge. Around that time, the tank group's HP were in the yellow region. 5 minutes later, the second HP gauge is depleted. Group G changes targets and moves to engage Ilfang, while Groups F and G deplete Ilfang's third HP gauge out of 4. After half of its fourth HP is depleted, Groups A, B, and D move to attack Ilfang, while Group C disrupted its attacks. All of this happened in the span of 15 minutes, and so far so good, no one died yet. Group C, keeping guarding and prepare to switch on my mark. Diable ordered, Group D, draw back and flank it. Group H, continue to keep sentinels away from us. Roger. Naruto shouted as he and his party were on the verge of defeating the last 2 sentinels. Here. Kirito shouted as he disrupted and knocked back a sentinel. Bikuzo, Asuna-san. Stree shouted as she rushed in with her. Hi, Stree-san. Multi-impact cross. They yelled with Asuna attacking with multiple linear thrusts, with Stree attacking with a multiple slash attacks at the same time. Calling them beginning one cut it with those two. Naruto muttered as he watched Asuna and Stree in action, they so fast I doubt Kirito and Kiriko-chan can follow their blades. Smirking, he focused on the last sentinel and attacked with a few quick slashes, staggering it, the last one. Kirito. Kiriko-chan. We got him. Kiriko shouted, charging in. Let's go Kiriko. Cross thrust. The twins shouted, attacking with simultaneous thrusts, eliminating the last of the sentinels. Alright. Naruto cheered, then turned back to Ilfang to find that the giant boss's HP is finally in the red. It's time team. Get ready. Naruto's party and some of the other players prepared themselves as Ilfang tossed away his axe and shield. Looks like that guidebook was right on the money. Kibayu said with a victorious grin. Stand back. Everyone looked at Diable, confused as he rushed in, I'll finish him. What? Kirito said, dumbfounded, but this where the whole group is supposed to surround the boss and same with multiple unison attacks. Kiriko's eyes widened, wait a minute. It was then Naruto realized what Diable's interior motive was, motherfucker. He's going after the last attack bonus. As Diable overcharged his sword skill to finish off the boss and moved into attack, Ilfang reached behind himself to pull out his secondary weapons, and it was not curved as described in the guidebook, to Naruto, Kirito, and Kiriko's horror. Oh no. Kiriko cried. Son of a bitch. Naruto cursed, Asuna was right. What? Stree asked, what's wrong? That's not a tower. It's an adachi. Kirito revealed, it's different from what it was in the beta test. You idiot. That's not a tower. Naruto roared, drawing everyone's attention except Diable's, we need to regroup before it targets you. But it was too late, as Ilfang targeted Diable and suddenly jumped up and hopped around from pillar to pillar at an awfully fast pace, shocking the hell out of Diable before it landed back on the ground while delivering a vicious lash in the form of a critical hit to Diable, inflicting him with the stun status effect. Diable was knocked into the air, screaming in pain from the huge gash he received, but Ilfang was not done. Ilfang delivered a brutal hit to Diable, knocking him further into the air and staggering him, and then hit him with a 4-hit combo, with the last hit slamming him back into the ground. Diable. Kibayu cried, as Ilfang landed in front of the rest of the raiding party and roared, scaring the crap out of them. Diable-san. Kiriko shouted. She and her party members ran to his aid. He's losing HP, fast. Stree said, horrified. Why the hell did you try and face it alone, you idiot? Naruto snapped as he pulled out a potion. I know you saw that wasn't a tower, Ilfang whipped out. Naruto was about to heal Diable when the latter stopped him. Baka. What are you doing? Naruto growled as he tried to heal Diable. It's okay. Diable said weakly, but you know why I tried to do what I did if you were also a beta tester, right? Kiriko gasped, so that's where me, my brother, and Arashi-kun saw you. You wanted the rare item from the last attack bonus. Kirito realized, so you were a beta tester. Diable smiled as he started to glow, please defeat the boss and save everyone. For their sake it's up to you guys now. With that, Diable closed his eyes as he shattered into blue data fragment, signifying his death to everyone's horror. Diable, even though you were one of those selfish beta testers, you never abandoned the other players. Despite you wanting the last attack bonus from the boss, you led everyone and fought alongside them brilliantly. For that, you have my respect. Naruto muttered, Requiem's cat in pace, Diable. So what now, Naruto-san? Stree asked, severely shaken but not closing her grip on her greatsword. Naruto looked over at Ilfang who roared at the players and twirled his sword around, we fight, to live tomorrow. Who's with me? Kirito nodded, Kirito gave a cheesy thumbs up, and Stree also nodded hesitantly. Asuna, however, went next to Naruto's side. "I'll go too," she said. "Thanks. Now let's do this. We'll do it just like we did with the Sentinels. Let's go." Naruto and his group charged at Ilfang, who sent the other players in full retreat. He saw Naruto's party running at him and targeted them. Surround and stagger him. Disrupt the first hit of his sword combos to stop his attacks. Naruto ordered, once he's staggered, time your tag team in unison attack so he won't attack. We'll try to finish him within one stagger cycle. Kirito charged his sword skill and parried Ilfang's attack. Next, Stree knocked Ilfang back as Naruto, Kiriko, and Asuna rushed in to attack before its stagger gauge depletes, as Ilfang quickly recovered. "Arashi. Asuna. Sis." Kirito cried out. "Look out." Stree screamed. Thanks to their warning, they managed to dodge Ilfang's attack at the last second, but lost their cloaks in the process as the one formerly in the reddish-brown cloak counter-attack with a linear, finally staggering Ilfang and sending him flying. Naruto, Kirito, Kiriko, and Stree looked in awe at their finally unmasked comrade. She has orange-brownish chestnut hair, hazel eyes and wearing a dark red vest over a white sweater, a red skirt, white leggings, and brown boots. "So this is Asuna." Naruto smiled, "She's quite the babe. She should keep the cloak off." Naruto suddenly paled when he saw that he and Kiriko's cloaks were off. "Oh. Dope. Naruto baka. What are you doing here?" Naruto sighed, "Fuck. Ignore them." Kiriko said, "We can't lose our momentum, especially since the enemy's still staggered." Hi. Naruto said he rushed in to attack. Ilfang was having a really bad day as his attacks were repeatedly interrupted and he was hit with multiple team attacks. Roaring, he lashed out, catching Naruto and Kirito. They both flew back with gashes on their bodies from the attack as the girls caught them. They were terrified to see both their HP drop to half. Ilfang then overshadowed the group and charged up his weapon, intent on ending their lives. The girls closed their eyes and brought up their weapons to block, but a sudden attack interrupted Ilfang's attack. The girls opened their eyes to find Agil saving them as he knocked back Ilfang. "We'll hold them off until you recover," Agil said as the other players charged in. "Thanks man." Naruto responded as he and his party bought out potions. The raiding party overwhelmed Ilfang, but Ilfang finally recovered from the stagger infliction and counterattack, knocking back most of the players. "I won't let you stop me. Shanro." Sasuke's sword suddenly was engulfed in flames as he tried to attack Ilfang. Sakura also tried to attack Ilfang with her hammer, while Kiba spun around with his sword, with Niji's eyes suddenly had veins around them. But Ilfang knocked them back and floored them comically. Ilfang then jumped up, about to use a devastating sword skills on all the downed players with its Nadachi. It was at this point that Naruto and his team finally recovered. "Watch out." Naruto and Kirito rushed in to intercept Ilfang's intentions. "We'll get you first." Kirito roared as he parried Ilfang's attack and slashed it down. "Eat this. Kinetsu." Naruto's blade glowed an eerie color and swung it at Ilfang, damaging him and knocking him to the other side of the room. "Kirito. Kiriko. Asuna. Stree." Naruto shouted as he and Kirito charged at the downed Ilfang, with the girls catching up, "Time to end this once and for all. Attack and don't let up." "Got it." They all roared battle cried as they ran straight forward to a recovering Ilfang. "I don't think so." Stree yelled as she parried Ilfang's attack away from her party. Asuna then rushed forward and with multiple lightning-quick linears. Naruto then came forward and gave Ilfang a slash across its chest, triggering a critical hit and making it roar in pain. "Kirito. Kiriko-chan. Finish it." Naruto yelled as Asuna and Stree drew back. Tito and Kiriko charged their sword skills and delivered the last blow together. Cross slash. They completely slashed through the giant boss's body and face with an upward slash, depleting its HP. Ilfang roared for one last time until it shattered into blue data fragments and left behind a message in midair. "Congratulations. We did it," shouted a random player. Everyone cheered and celebrated as notices appeared around them. Now believing that it's possible to complete the game and get back to the real world. "Nice." Stree said, looking Kirito and Kiriko, who both have the same unique notices. "Congratulations, you got the last attacking bonus. Bonus item Code of Midnight. Good work." Asuna praised. "That was splendid swordsmanship." Agil added, coming up to the group, "Congratulations. We owe this victory to you all. We're just doing our part to save everyone from this eternal nightmare." Naruto shrugged as every clapped for Group H. Well, almost everyone, as some undesirables starting coming up to Naruto and his group. "Here we go." Naruto whispered. "Will you be okay?" Kiriko asked, holding his wrist. "I'll be fine." Naruto assured her as he stood up and faced his former classmates from Konoha Academy. "It's been a long time, dope." Sasuke said, sneering. Too long, Ichiha. How are things at Konoha Academy? Crap, thanks to you and your family. Kiba growled. Hey Mutt. I see you're attracting fleas as usual, even in the game. Naruto taunted, angering the Inuzuka. As for my leaving the school, you should blame the administration for being crooked. My parents were only doing what was right. Sakura shrieked, they were only stopping you and your sister from cheating. Delusional as usual, Haruno. Naruto sighed, shaking his head, too bad they couldn't convince the jury, since there were cameras in all the rooms and areas of the academy. Your parents bribed the jury. Sakura screamed as she tried to punch Naruto, but failed when he parried her punch by activating a skill on his arm, knocking her back. Video footage never lies, so the jury doesn't need bribing to see the facts. Naruto stated flatly. It doesn't matter, because it's fate that'll bring our academy back to its former glory. Niji replied, and it's your destiny to be brought back to the school to be the scapegoat you and your family are. My ass, you fate-loving bitch. Naruto snarled. Why you? Why? Hibeyu's voice echoes through the room, interrupting Naruto and his former classmates' tirade against each other. Never mind those idiots. Why did you let Diable die? Hibeyu cried. Let him die? What exactly do you mean by that? Naruto snapped, not in the mood for more negativity. That right. You and your group knew the techniques that the boss used. If you had given us that information from the get-go, Diable wouldn't have died. Hibeyu yelled at him. So what are you implying? Kiriko asked angrily. They must have been beta testers. A random player accused, that's how some of them knew all the boss's attack patterns. They knew but didn't tell us. Uh-oh. Kirito muttered, then isn't good. There are other beta testers here too, right? Show yourselves. The random player shouted, causing murmurs along the crowd as they looked at each other. Not good. Naruto muttered, at this rate, there'll be distrust along all the players and they'll never get out of this game. So what do we do? Kiriko asked. Naruto, Kirito, and Kiriko looked at each other, smiled, and nodded. Hey, come on. Agil said, trying to calm Hibeyu and the other players down. Yeah, they're no proof that my teammates are streets started before three evil trolling laughter echoed throughout the boss room, making everyone turn to the source. Naruto, Kirito, and Kiriko. Well, what are you all laughing about? Sasuke asked, scared like the others at the outburst. The beta tester you say? Kiriko asked with an evil glint in her eyes, you got balls the size of bowling balls to compare us to those fucking newbies. In fact, we rather you didn't, you Kazna Yaru. What? Hibeyu stuttered. Eyes started slowly, what's going on with you? Do you want to know an interesting truth? Kirito smirked, we find out that Diable was a beta tester when we tried to heal him. He revealed, drawing shocked looks from the others, but out of all the beta testers we've met, he's gained our respect, not to mention he helped us all. There's another fact. Naruto spoke up as he and the twins walked forward, with the other players stepping back, most of the 1000 SAO beta testers were beginners like you who didn't even know how to level up. Hell, by the time this game came out, most of them were still stuck at level 1. We'll give credit where credit's due, you guys are better than they are. But we are not like them, right guys? Kirito and Kiriko both nodded, smirking as they stopped in the middle of the crowd. Here's something some of you numbnuts should know. While the other beta testers were stuck on floor 02, me, my brother, and Arashi-kun here has made it further up than anyone else during the beta test. Kiriko declared. And to clarify, we only knew about the boss's katana skills because we've fought many katana-wielding monsters on floors far above here and there. Naruto snarled, mostly directly at the random player. We know a lot more than that. Kirito added smugly, way more than any information broker out there. The sum to up, Kibeyu-san, we're the best damn beta testers SAO's ever produced. Naruto declared, straight in Kibeyu's face. What? Kibeyu took a step back, that's way worse than a beta tester. You three are cheating. You're cheaters. Yeah, cheaters. Beta testers and cheaters. They're beaters. Asuna and Stree sweat dropped and looked at their party members who are now coin beaters. Wow, there's an awful lot of butt hurt here. Naruto laughed. Beaters, eh? Kiriko gave an evil smirk, what do you think, bro? I like the sound of that. Kirito agreed, how about you, Arashi? Heh, I like it too, but you two know I'm much more than that. At everyone's confused looks except Kirito and Kiriko, Naruto proceeded to explain. I'm one of those players like these Konoha guys with a special ability not everyone else have. Naruto said as he raised his sword, let me show you what I mean. He targeted a pillar and focused energy into his blade, making his sword glow a blue light different from a sword skill. Itsuga Tensho. Naruto roared, bringing his sword down and firing off a wave of energy in the shape of a crescent moon and destroyed the pillar. Naruto was sure that some of the players just pissed their pants at what they just saw. Before Kibayu could stutter again, Naruto explained, there are players out there that can bring their abilities and powers like telekinesis and mind reading from the real world and into the virtual world via their own source code that they unintentionally gain when they first enter a virtual environment. Some of them don't even know that they have it. What are players called? Stree asked, curious. Hackers. Naruto revealed, players with a source code that also grant them manipulation of themselves and the virtual environment to a certain extent, and since Sao doesn't have magic, hackers still can't use it since the source code adapts their powers to whatever environment they're in. Also, hackers are ranked by numbers. The lower their number, the more powerful the hacker is. Don't tell me Kibayu took a step back, you're a. That right, you moron. I'm a hacker, and my rank Sao gave me is number 0. Naruto gave a fox-like grin, I'm the 0 hacker, and I don't give a fuck what you fools think of me. You? The 0 hacker? You lie. Sasuke shouted. Do I even want to know your rank? Naruto asked with an eyebrow raised as he looked at his HUD, oh wait, I see. Sasuke-kun's the real 0 hacker. Sakura shrieked. No, he's not. Naruto stated flatly, even we hackers can see each other's ranks in case you forgot. And you 4 aren't even in the low double digits. Smirking at their infuriated faces, Naruto turned back to the other players, I'm a hacker, and my 2 friends here are beaters, so from now on, don't you dare put us with those other testers, or I will fuck you up. As he said this, the twins opened their inventories and selected the Code of Midnight, equipping them. Kirito and Kiriko now wore black trench coats over their basic gear and clothes. As Naruto opened his own inventory, he noticed a gift box icon. Pressing it, a ton of items began flooding into his inventory. Items that are not native to the game, and some of them can only be opened at a certain level. Looks like I'm giving support from the girls at Spiral Corporation, he thought, must be Karen-chan. Smiling, he randomly selected 2 items he's currently able to equip. Wesker's trench coat and Neo's sunglasses. A moment later, Naruto's now dressed in a black leather trench coat and some awesome looking sunglasses. He looked at the players and simply said, what? You mad? Trade secret. Plus, since we now know that the way bosses fight will be different from the closed beta, some of the information in the guidebook about the bosses should now be taken with a grain of salt, but don't let that stop you. He turned the twins and said, let's roll. As they reached the steps to the next floor, Asuna and Stree caught up to them. Wait. They stopped and turned to their party members. That was one badass display. Stree smiled, no doubt the heat's off the beta testers, right? It should. Kiriko shrugged, hope you weren't offended. Of course not. Stree said, shaking her head. There is something I want to address. Asuna spoke up, you 3 called out my name when we were fighting, and I told my name to Stree-san. Sorry if one of us referred to you impolitely. Naruto apologized, was I the one who messed up the pronunciation? How did you all know it? Asuna asked. What? Naruto pointed to a spot in his HUD, you can see other HP gauges below yours, around here, right? Do you see several other names? Asuna looked at her HUD and finally saw her teammates' names for the first time. Stree. Arashai. Kairai 2. Kairai Ko. She read, oh. So you can see them. Stree teased her. Asuna giggled, yeah. So they were there the whole time. Burrito and Stree facepalmed while Naruto and Kiriko did a comedic faceplant before getting back up. Geez, you gonna pay more attention. Naruto grumbled, but you and Stree will go far. What? Asuna and Stree were surprised. What she means that you'll soon become really powerful. Kirito clarified, so if someone you trust ever invites you to join a guild, don't turn them down. There's a big limit to what you can do as a solo player. Kiriko added. But what about you guys? Asuna asked. Burrito just took himself out of the party and walked through the open doors. Guess he'll be soloing. Naruto sighed, as for me, I'll just take myself wherever the wind goes I guess. Then I hope you don't mind me tagging along for the ride. Kiriko said. Just keep your ethics code on. Naruto teased. That comment got an embarrassed Kiriko with her sword out chasing after Naruto to the second floor. What will you do, Stree-san? Asuna asked as Stree took them both out of the party. Me? Well, I'll get stronger first before joining up with Naruto and Kiriko in the future. You? I'll get stronger and join a guild so that my skills will get put to good use. Stree nodded as she disbanded the party, good luck. You too. Asuna nodded back. Asuna went ahead to the second floor as Stree walked past the raiding group and back to the first floor to deliver the news that the raiding was successful and it is possible to clear the game. Along the way, he bro-fisted a Gil and dodged the Konoha group's attempts to question her. Hard to tell if things are really looking up. End of chapter 2. What if Naruto has SSS plus level power in Sword Art Online? End here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.